Pisces risings and Pisces suns. So the first half of Feb, the concentration is mostly on your mental health or abroad travel or spirituality or charity or anything to do with abroad in general. Also, the first half of Feb, you're not that social. Since 12th house is also house of expenditure or loss, you could be spending a lot more money. You could be spending a lot more time alone, and you're also shopping a lot more or spending a lot more money. The second half of Feb, the planets move into your first house, so you're feeling a lot better the second half of Feb, and you're doing a lot of personal stuff also. So yeah, major changes in your second half actually. We're starting off first of Feb with a full moon in Leo. Leo is your sixth house. You're ending older cycles or you're creating new cycles, especially in terms of your health or your mental health or your work life or even abroad travel. Around 5th of Feb, Mercury is gonna square Uranus, so you could be receiving some kind of a sudden news, especially regarding your mental health or abroad travel. Since Mercury rules your seventh house and your fourth house, you could be receiving some kind of sudden information regarding your partnership or your business or your house, family, home, property. 6th of Feb, Mercury enters a Pisces, which is your first house, and Mercury is gonna stay here for 67 days until mid April. Mercury is your fourth lord and your seventh lord, so this is a great time for relationship. So you could be meeting people that you might potentially get pretty serious with. You're probably talking to your partner a lot more, or there could be major changes regarding your family or home life, or you could be interacting with your family a lot more as long as Mercury is here around this time. Around 8th of Feb, Venus is gonna square Uranus. So you could receive some kind of a sudden issue regarding either mental health or abroad travel. And since Venus rules your third house and your eighth house, you could receive some kind of a sudden information or unexpected news regarding your finances. Or there could be a sudden expenditure. 10th of Feb, Venus enters a Pisces, which is your first house, and it's gonna stay there for around a month until 6th or 7th of March. So this is a great time. Venus in your first house, you are looking beautiful. You tend to attract things a lot better than before. Since Venus rules your third house and your eighth house, the topics of your younger siblings, your neighbors, your relatives, your cousins, and your vehicles, your communication in general, and the topics of your eighth house, which are finances, your reproductive system, your excretory system, your in laws, your surgeries. All of these topics tend to have a more of a boost because Venus is exalted in the first house. Around 12th of Feb, Mercury is gonna conjunct a North Node in your first house. Mercury rules your fourth house and your seventh house. So there could be major changes, especially regarding relationships. If you're not already dating, this is a time where you could get into a relationship and it's gonna get serious. If you're already in a relationship, you could be going through major changes in your relationship, or this is a time you could be starting a new business, or there could be major changes in your business. Since Mercury also rules your fourth house, your family could be going through major changes. Your house or home could be going through major changes. There could be changes in your property. You could be buying or selling property around this time. Also, one of your parents could be going through major changes. Valentine's Day, 14th Feb, Saturn enters your second house and it's gonna stay there for next 2 years, 2 months until mid April 2028. Saturn has been there in your first house since 2023. You probably had issues with your sense of self, or you could have some kind of physical issues. Now, all that will move into your second house of finances. So, you could have issues with your finances, you might be stressed regarding your finances. Saturn can also stabilize your second house, so you might feel a stability regarding your finances. Saturn in your second can also cause self esteem issues, or there could be changes regarding your dietary stuff. Maybe you could have issues with some of the foods, or you could have issues with your diet in general. Since Saturn rules your 11th house and your 12th house, there could be a combination of topics between your friends, your mental health, your abroad travel, and your finances. Second house also rules the throat. I've seen more often than not people have throat issues as long as Saturn is in the second. Around 16th of Feb, Sun is gonna square Uranus. There could be sudden expenditure, or you could have sudden issues regarding your health, or your mental health, or abroad travel, or your work related stuff, or with one of your colleagues. Around 16th of Feb, Mercury is gonna trine Jupiter in your fifth. So this is a time you could be receiving some kind of really good piece of information. Since Mercury also rules your fourth and your seventh houses, you could be receiving positive information regarding your home, your family, your relationship, or your business, also your children, or it could be good news in general. You could also be getting a promotion or simply changing jobs. 17th of Feb, there is a new moon in Aquarius. This is the first eclipse of the year. This is partial solar eclipse. It happens in your 12th house. So you could be beginning some kind of a new chapter regarding your mental health, or abroad travel, or your expenditure, or anything regarding charity. 18th of Feb, Sun enters Pisces, which is your first house. Sun is gonna stay here until 20th of March. Sun rules your sixth house, and since sixth house and your first house have that commonality of health, the focus is mostly on your physical self. You could be starting a new workout routine, or the focus is simply more on your health issues, and you're feeling more confident. As long as Sun is in the first house, you shine quite a bit. Around 18th of Feb, Venus is gonna conjunct North Node in your first house. This is a major relationship situation. You could be getting into a new relationship or ending an old one, or you could also receive some kind of major piece of information, or there could be changes in your finances, or there could be major changes regarding your reproductive system. You could get pregnant, or x-ray system, or surgery, or anything to do with taxes, inheritances, stocks, investments, and your in-laws. Around 20th of Feb, Saturn is gonna conjunct Neptune. So you could feel some kind of cloudiness or confusion regarding topics of finances, or since a Saturn rules your 11th house and 12th house, there could be some kind of confusion regarding your social networks, your friends, social media, abroad travel, mental health, or charity. Around 22nd of Feb, Venus is gonna trine Jupiter. This is a very romantic time. You could be spending time with your partner, or one of your children could be going through a really good time. You could also be getting a promotion, or simply changing jobs. Since Venus also rules your 8th house, this could be a positive news regarding finances, or pregnancy. Or you could be buying a new vehicle, or you could be spending a good time with your neighbors, or your younger siblings, or your relatives. 26th of Feb, Mercury goes retrograde in your first house until around 20th of March for 22 days. So, Mercury retrograde can cause delays in information, misinformation, re-evaluating information, or redoing of stuff. Since it is in your first house, any information you get or that goes through you, you might have to double check and triple check it. Mercury also rules your fourth house and your seventh house, so there could be misunderstandings, misinformation regarding your partnership, your family, your home, your property, your business, please double check it and triple check it. Around 27th of Feb, Mars is gonna square Uranus. There could be sudden expenditure, or there could be sudden squabble with one of your siblings, or if you're driving, please take care around this time, or you could have sudden issues regarding your topics of mental health, abroad travel, or charity. Since Mars rules your second house and your ninth house, there could be sudden issues arising in terms of your finances, your food, your diet, or your long distance travel, academics, or legal stuff. Around 27th of Feb, Sun is gonna conjunct North Node in your first house. Sun rules your sixth house, so there could be major changes in terms of your health or major changes in terms of your work. You could be getting a new job, or major changes in your work life somehow, major changes in your daily routine or your health. Since this North Node and South Node axis is literally in 1/7 axis, there could be major changes in terms of your relationship also business. You could also be getting a promotion or simply changing jobs. Around 28th of Feb, Mercury is gonna conjunct Venus in your first house. Mercury rules your fourth house and your seventh house. So, this is a pretty positive situation for your family, for your home, for your property, and for your partnership and business. Or you could simply be receiving some kind of a good piece of information. That's it for your Feb, Pisces. Take care.